So in this video, we're going to look at how to write down the upper and lower bound of some numbers. So first of all, we're going to write down the upper bound and lower bound of 64. So we can say it's been rounded to the nearest whole number. So if it's been rounded to the nearest whole number, we do 1 divided by 2, which is 0.5. So the upper bound of 64 is going to be 64 plus 0.5, which is 64.5. That's the upper bound. And the lower bound is 64 minus 0.5, which is 63.5. This is the lower bound. So the upper bound was 64.5. The lower bound 63.5. Then for 32.8, it's one decimal place. We do 0.1 divided by 2, which is 0.05. And we add and take it away. So we do 32.8. So for the upper bound, we're going to do plus 0.05. So 32.85. Then for the lower bound, we're going to minus 0.05. So we get 32.75. So the upper bound and the lower bound. And so we can write it down as the upper bound. So the upper bound is 32.85. Lower bound 32.75. And then for 4.62, we're going to do two decimal places. So we do 0.01 divided by 2, and that gives me 0.005. So then we can do plus 0.005. So we get 4.625, the upper bound, minus 0.05. So for the lower bound, we're going to do minus 0.005, which gives me 4.615 for the lower bound. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video, and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, welcome back. So the first one, 65 has been rounded to the nearest integer. So we know how to do this. We do 1 divided by 2, which is 0.5. And we're going to do 65 here. The upper bound is 65 plus 0.5, which is 65.5. We call that the upper bound. The lower bound is 65 minus 0.5, which is 64.5, which is the lower bound. Now for 32.7, that's one decimal place. 0.1 divided by 2, which is 0.05. So we're just going to do 32.7 plus 0.05, which is going to be 32.75. And then 32.7 minus 0.05 is going to give me 32.65. So the upper bound and the lower bound. And then for the last one, we're going to do two decimal places, so 0.01 divided by 2, which is going to be 0.005. So we can do 4.52 plus 0.005, which is 4.525, and then 4.52 minus 0.005, which is 4.515.